Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just thought I would take the time to make a video about how I felt about going back to work. I was off for about, I'd say maybe like 2.5 months, and it's been about 2.5 weeks since I've been back, and there has definitely been some changes because, you know, with everything going on, we had to take away some stations and practice social distancing, so that's been kind of different, and just work in general has just been different to adjust to. I wasn't working for 2.5 months, so like my body wasn't used to standing all day, so that was a little bit difficult that like first 2 weeks, but getting back into normalcy feels good, and seeing all my clients feels so good. I just really enjoy and love what I do, so yeah, I just thought I'd make a video showing one of the cool transformations I did these past week. So some of the changes that happened was before all of this, we were able to work whenever we wanted, basically. And now that we need to practice social distancing and like we need people to be cleaning everything, we're only allowed to work on the days that we're scheduled to work, and then on top of that we can only work from 9 to 7. So this was very different from how my schedule was before, because I would just book clients whenever and just kind of work whenever and almost like every day. So I used to start my day like at 10 because I wasn't like a huge morning person. I didn't really like waking up early, but since we need to be out by 7 and we open at 9, I've decided to just start at 9. And yeah, so I now get to work at like 8:30 in the morning and like just do my hair or schedule clients and just set up, post on social media or whatever. But yeah, just to get my day started so that I don't go past that 7 p.m. mark and get in trouble or anything like that. But yeah, it's actually been working for me. It's kind of made me more of a morning person, and I'm able to like not be there so late, which is great too. So I kind of like the schedule, but there's pros and cons to it because I can only work limited days. But for now, I think it's a great step going back, and just trying to be positive about everything. Alright, so let's get into this transformation. So here's my client, and she's got lots and lots of regrowth there. And we balayaged her last time and we put like a berry color on her. So this time she's wanting to go more purple, but we're not going to remove any of the color, we're just going to work with it. So here I am mixing Blonde Me lightener, and I probably started with 7 vol and 20 vol mixed together, and then working my way up to 30 so that the foils kind of process relatively at the same time. So I'm just here mixing it with my brush and setting up my tray for her color. And here I section off her hair into 3 sections, and the reason why I like to section the back into just one big section is because I feel like it just saves me time clipping her hair up with just one clip. And there I just start weaving, and in the back right at the nape of the neck I will do just like 1 foil, but as the section gets bigger I'll obviously split it into 2, and I just highlight the pieces that are dark and where her natural is, and I will weave out the light pieces so that I can make sure that I'm saturating the dark hair. So here I'm just baby lighting the back. I like to keep this back part of her head pretty dimensional since her ends are already pretty solid from the last few sessions that we did her hair. So now I want to work her more into getting into that nice blend at the top and more dimensional at the root. So leaving that space because less is more. And when I take each section, I make sure to try and weave the dark hair. So all of the hairs that I didn't highlight last time, I'm gonna weave those and highlight those, and this will keep the ends solid but leave the top more dimensional. And then another tip is to get the foil roll that you can customize the length of your foil. Trust me, this will save you a lot of time when balayaging the entire head, and it will save you the headache of your foils flying around when you're trying to flip the hair and wash out the bottom first. So this has definitely been a game changer for me, and I literally obsessed with the foil roll. And here I am carefully picking out the light pieces so that I don't overlap and only lighten what is necessary on the dark pieces. And here I like to lock my foils by just folding the sides and the bottom, because I like to keep my foils flat without folding them so that the hair doesn't lighten unevenly. And then when applying lightener, I like to brush up towards the root and brush down so that there aren't any harsh lines when I pull out the foils. And again, here I am carefully weaving out the dark pieces that I had left out last time so that the ends become more solid. So this next section is my favorite piece. It's right at the hairline, right in front of the face, and this to me is the most important piece. It is called the money piece, and it's important because it frames the color around your face. So I like to make this piece pretty bold, but not too bold and not too natural. So that first section, I like to baby light around the hairline. Then after I baby light the hairline, I will take a very thin slice. This will create the boldness in the money piece and highlight that. And then after that thin slice, I will be just doing 2 baby lights after that. And then after I'm done foiling, I usually like to put my clients under the heated dryers, but today we weren't allowed to use them, so here I'm using my YS Park diffuser to just heat it up a little bit, because our salon tends to be super cold and I don't want the foils to get cold at all, but I want it to maintain its natural heat with her body heat. So that's why I put just a bit of heat. I don't blast it like super hot or anything, because that will damage the hair, but just enough so that it kind of replicates her body heat that's underneath as well on the top. And then once some of the foils are ready, I like to pull them out first. So I start pulling out the back, and this is honestly my favorite part, is when it's just so satisfying pulling out the foils and seeing how blonde it is. I love it. So yeah, I'm just pulling out the foils and leaving the front because the back got processed faster since we did that first. And now the side's ready, so I'm pulling out these foils too. And as you can see, I like to lift my clients to at least like a level 9, even though we're going to be doing a darker color. That way it fades and looks really pretty against her skin, because none of my dark hair clients like it when their hair fades orange, so I always like to lift them a bit lighter. So here I made a special mix of Pulp Bride, of course. It looks so delicious. I used 2 different formulas because I was going to use a main one for her root where it's going to be blonde, and then one for the ends where it's already kind of pinky. But I wanted to make a smoky purple. I used Velvet and Jam, Nemesis, Nevermore, and Clear. And I wanted it to be like a nice purple because it already was pink on her ends, so I didn't want it to be too pinky, so I made it a little bit more blue so that it kind of balanced out and made like a nice purple. And then here I'm sectioning out the hairline because I'm going to do that later with the lighter purple, but here I apply the darker purple at her roots and then I'm going to be applying the lighter purple on the mids and ends. And on the mids and ends, I kind of alternated using the dark purple and the light purple, so it became like more of like a mix of both. But yeah, when applying Pulp Riot, I highly recommend when painting it on the hair that you kind of paint it side to side so that you're saturating and not just painting up and down with the hair strand, because you'll end up missing some spots. So there I am painting side to side so that I make sure that I'm saturating the hair well enough. And again, when I start painting towards the mids and ends, painting side to side and spreading out the hair and making sure that I'm fully saturating each section with a good amount of color. After I'm done applying all of the product, I let the product sit for about 25 to 30 minutes and then rinse with cold water. And here's the final product after blow drying, and this is what it looks like straight. There you can still see the hints of the pinks on the end and hints of the smoky purple at the root. And then here I curled her with a 1-inch barrel and sprayed in some texture spray and then brushed it out with a wide tooth comb. Look how beautiful this looks. It's like a nice purpley berry color and goes so well with her skin tone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more transformations. Bye!